And we are live. Welcome to the process. It is Tuesday, November 9th. I think I'm right. Yes, I am right. I am Josh Engelman, and we've got a pretty easy one today. 3-gamer. Not a lot going on. We're going to be able to take our time, work our way through each one of these games, run some optimals at the end, figure out the power rankings, do all of that good stuff. So, what I need from you guys, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Love seeing the likes climb on this one. That's for sure. Good morning to everybody in chat. Dennis, Kevin, Scott, Philip, Nick, Melvin. It's good to see everybody. It's nice to see everybody showing up. Rough one yesterday for me. Nothing caught. Had a lot of AD, which was fine. Had enough Steph, which was fine. Too much Luka. Didn't help, that's for sure. What else did I have here last night? Do I still have it up? Yeah, so Curry, AD, Drummond, LaMelo. Those guys were the necessities last night. They were the four that separated. Curry, best play on the slate, dropping 83 on FanDuel. He was a plus 27 for me, so I had 18% Curry. That was fine. I had a couple lineups that had the Curry, AD, Drummond, LaMelo group of four. Just not enough. Just not enough. It's a shame. What can you do? The rest of the value was kind of tricky. Like, Jokic obviously dropped 68 on FanDuel. Not all that, important. My biggest stands yesterday, Luka, Trae Young. So Luka was a bust. Trae Young was fine. He had 44, median day. Russ was good. I would consider that to be a good stand. Paul Reed, not so much. Played 4 minutes. They went to an 8-man rotation. That was really, really annoying. So I think we should use that as a learning experience. Terry Rozier popped off, went for 37 at 5,300. So I'm happy with that stand. De'Aaron Fox had a really good game. I went for 49. Another one where I'm very happy with those salaries. And then my final 4 big stands out of my top 10. John Collins was not great. Buddy Hield was not great. Kaminsky was not great. And Aaron Gordon was not great. So not the best day for my stands. For my fades, Jaren Jackson actually ended up in the optimal lineup on FanDuel, but he was it was a completely pedestrian play. It was a lineup fit play. Furkan Korkmaz, similar story. Jordan Poole, similar story. These guys were tolerable. Nothing stood out. Harden was a giant bust, so he was the equivalent to Luka. Will Barton was one of my bigger fades. He's the biggest miss for me. Went for 43 yesterday on FanDuel. I faded Porzingis, DeRozan, Draymond, Devin Booker. All 4 of those guys were meaningless. And I faded Durant, I mean, he was good, I would say. So, good morning, everybody. It's good to see everybody. We let's just dive into it now. We know what we need to do. I've got my coffee cup. I hope you've got yours. Cheers, by the way. Rise and grind. Oh, it's going to be a good one. Yeah, Maxi did go off for 46. I didn't have nearly enough. Rise and grind, everybody. 3 games. We're going to be quick. I hope you have your coffees, your teas, your waters, your beers, vodka, whatever you got. I cheers you. Let's win some money tonight. That is good. Alrighty. So, shout out, guys, to Prize Picks, the presenting sponsor of this video. If you use the promo code Awesemo when you sign up at Prize Picks, you can get a 100% instant match deposit bonus of up to $100. We've got free player prop tools on the website that will help you make all of the plays that you need to make at Prize Picks, and you're matching your money when you do so. Don't overthink it. Head to Prize Picks. Do that stuff. Yeah, Willie, I hear you there, man. I hear you there. Let's get some tunage in the background. Bada bing, bada boom. And let's just dive into it, I guess. We'll move through this pretty quickly. Can we get to 100 likes by the time we get to 7 a.m.? That will be interesting. Brian, first in the $1 single entry showdown. Nice, man. That's awesome. Congratulations. How do you get the avatar? Go to awesemo.com/avatar, I think. That might even be like a thing. But it's in one of the drop-down menus on the top of the screen. Morning, 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 everybody. Morning, morning, morning. Well, here we go. First game up. Actually, I don't know why I'm on Atlanta. First game up. Milwaukee at Philly. The Bucks are 6-point favorites, 222.5 total. And Philly's on the back-to-back, and we know who's out, that's for sure. For Milwaukee, still no Middleton, still no Lopez, still no Dante DiVincenzo. That doesn't strike me as a gigantic problem. So let's project this team out. Let's figure out where we need to be. Let's make that a little bit smaller. Perfect. So Giannis in for 34. That feels about right here. Bobby Portis finally saw the minutes jump, and I'm going to move forward with that. So Nwora, Thanasis, Semi, and Justin Robinson. Did anybody... I'm going to take the... Should I redo all of this? Drew played 30 minutes. Yeah, I'm going to gut everything here. There's no reason to not start the entire rotation from scratch. So Drew is going to be in for, I'm going to say 31 today. Give him a little bit of a bump. Morning, Kim. Rise and grind. And then the backup point guard run can go to George Hill. He played 33 minutes this last time out. I don't totally think that's going to be a commonplace thing. So I'm going to take him up to 24. Maybe 26. Yeah, let's go 26. I think Bobby Portis for 28 is probably where I want to be. And then Giannis can play the other 20 at center, plus another 13. 33 feels about right. This Philly, I don't know. What's this Philly team going to do today? I don't know how they keep up. Not against this team. Even missing 3 starters. I was looking for PJ Tucker's name there for a second. I was like, where did PJ Tucker go? Can't figure out how to get that guy. We need Connaughton and Grayson Allen both playing 30 minutes. That's easy enough. So Connaughton in... Actually, Connaughton played 29. Let's go 29 for Connaughton? 28 for Connaughton. There's 29 for Grayson Allen. Is 30 in play? Yeah. I mean, it has been 30 a lot, so that leaves us 64 minutes for everybody else. So Wara, probably something in the like 18 range. And Thanasis, something in like the 16 range. 14 range. Rodney Hood didn't play. I don't know if that matters, but it probably doesn't. Semi can get, I don't know, 18. That seems to just be the thing. And then we'll give Rodney Hood 14. Easy. Easy. Rates should all be the same, but since we only have 3 games, there's no reason to not at least take a peek at them now. So we're going to head to NBA Wowie, my preferred spot for plus minus, and all that other good stuff. All right, so far this year, all of this sort of works for me. Let's take Middleton off. I know we're really going to shrink this, so I might have to go back to last year too. Giannis with no Chris Middleton on the floor so far this season, with the old 35.5 usage rate. I'm going to go ahead and bump that up now. So, actually, first, let's set it as a baseline. So I'm going to say that Giannis goes up to like 34.5. He's got the assist rate and the rebounding rate. Drew Holiday has only played 57 minutes without him, but gets to a 27% usage rate. So I'm okay with 26, but I'm going to hop back to last year to see what that looked like. And then I'll take DiVincenzo off as well. Don't care that Lopez is out there. I don't think that changes anything. All right, so Giannis, 34% usage rate with no Middleton, no DiVincenzo on the floor last year. So I'm going to set it in for 34. That seems like a good place to stand. Drew Holiday actually went up to 29 in those scenarios. I don't want to go that high right now. I think 26 works. Assist rate also holds. Bobby Portis is at 24, but the more time that he plays alongside Giannis, the less that's going to be the case. So I think leaving him at his normal rate is fine. The other person that we really need to worry about is just Grayson Allen, who's had a bit higher usage rate this season than he did previously. So I do want to make sure that he can show up. After that, I'm not really worried about anybody else. So that should be good for Milwaukee. Now we try to figure out this Philly team where, one, Paul Reed basically didn't play yesterday after playing like 4 minutes. Projected in everywhere. They went to a 8-man rotation, and a tight one at that. So Paul Reed played a 37-second stint at the end of the first quarter, played 4 minutes and 15 seconds, and then never saw the floor again. Which is really telling, given like how negative a lot of these Sixers were. Like Shake Milton was negative 14 in 22 minutes. They kept running them out. Seth Curry, Tyrese Maxey played 40 minutes. So did Korkmaz. Like, I'm not going to project those guys for 40 minutes. It's preposterous. So the question becomes, and I think it's an important one. One, do we get Matisse Thybulle back? 2, do we get Isaiah Joe back? 3, does Danny Green play today on a back-to-back after being out for a bit? Does Paul Reed re-enter the rotation? I don't really know what to do with most of this. The Sixers won't have anything on their injury report until tomorrow, or until this afternoon, rather. So I don't think that we can make any thoughts there. Yeah, I know. Paul Reed's fantasy points started going up, and I was like, okay, value play today. And then he just never saw the floor again. So let's hash this out. I think that we got to go 34 minutes for Drummond, and actually, I'm going to take everything out of this rotation. 34 minutes for Drummond seems about right. I feel like I should go to more, like But he's, you know what? 35. 35 for Drummond. We're good there. Because this is incredibly important to figure out what sort of giant leap we're trying to take. Like, Drummond played 38 minutes yesterday. I can't project that. I think 35 works. Who was the backup center yesterday? George Niang, I guess, right? There's no other real way to... Yeah, it's just got to be Niang. Okay, so backup center run goes to Niang. I'm going to give Paul Reed at least a rotation because those minutes have to go somewhere. Point guard. Tyrese Maxey. He's played 37, 44, 44, and 39 minutes over the past 3. I can't do anything other than 36. And then I'll give 12 to Shake. And 16. So that takes him to 28. Immediately give 32 to Curry. And he's just got... Curry's 36 for sure. That one has to happen. Which then means that Furkan Korkmaz is going to have to be a minimum of 32. Which is also creating Danny Green in at the 4. This is the 8-man rotation. Danny Green played 30 minutes yesterday. Let's just assume he can do that again. I mean, am I missing someone? No, that's 8 guys. So that's 8 guys, including giving Paul Reed more time. And I have 18 minutes remaining here. I'm at 222 of 240, and I've projected what I think to be their entire rotation. If... I don't... Like, how does... I don't know how to project this team. This is going to be a really interesting discussion with Adam later today. So, Korkmaz by default is going to have to go up to 34. There is no other way around that. I don't... Okay, so we're at 16 minutes left over. I mean, Drummond to 36. Oh, I never gave more to George Niang. Whew. I was like, dude, none of this makes sense. I missed the power forward minutes for George Niang. I was like, where are these... I didn't understand how I could be off by that much. I knew there had to be something, but Niang was showing up as blocked out. Thibault out for health and safety protocols until he's not. So Niang played 25 minutes last night, 25 minutes on Saturday, 3 straight games of 30 prior to that. I think, you know, if we go 11 there, that takes him to 24. I think we could probably go to 26. And if I take Paul Reed to 15, which I truly believe is wrong in this case, it won't matter all that much because I won't really get to him. At least it doesn't seem like I would. I don't have much interest in changing any rates other than keeping Seth Curry's bumped up. I think everything else looks pretty reasonable here. Because we don't know what sort of sample we should be looking at. Like if I'll even go all the way back to last year since this is largely the same team. If we take Embiid off, Tobias Harris off, Ben Simmons off. You know, Dwight, I'm happy to leave on there as like a Andre Drummond proxy. That doesn't matter. I don't need to take Thibault off in this case. Shake ends up with a 30% usage rate. If I do that right now, I'm going to get Shake in everything. Maxey goes to 25 in these scenarios. I guess I should probably bump these guys up a little bit. Just because Korkmaz going to 23 is interesting. So let's do this. Let's take Korkmaz to 22, Shake to 26, and Maxey to 22. A little bit of a bump across the board to each one of these guys. That, I think, looks pretty good to me. Even Danny Green bumps up a little bit. George Niang's been up a little bit. Like, everybody's usage rate tends to take a jump here. Actually, probably lends me to taking Thibault off, but the most important piece is all of the normal guys. I don't mind going to Niang at 17. Drummond can come down. That's fine. I don't care at all about Paul Reed's usage rate. And he's played a grand total of 234 minutes in that case. Right around 20% usage, but they don't appear to care about him. So, I'm going to say that this works. Let's look at both of these. Let's delete some of this stuff first. This is a really difficult game to project. And if Isaiah Joe or Thibault get ruled in, it'll certainly become a little bit easier. All right, so for Milwaukee, this will be a little bit easier. 11-3 for Giannis on FanDuel. 11-4 for Giannis on DraftKings. Absolutely willing to go there. This looks like an incredible spot. 1.72 fantasy points per minute so far this season. That's exactly where I have him in this game. By the way, 651. So we're one game in. We're almost at that midway point. 100 viewers, 52 likes. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't done it yet. Drew Holiday, 6,800 on FanDuel, 6,400 on DK. I'm very interested in Drew. I think that because he's finally going to be at like basically full strength, we got to project him a little higher than normal with all these bodies out. Portis would be my number 3 here, and then Grayson Allen would be 4th. But Philly's the bigger piece. So Drummond's price, 7,200 on FanDuel, 7,700 on DraftKings, and still like wildly underpriced. He's unquestionably still the number 1 play today. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to see for Atlanta, Utah, Portland, Clippers. I don't think there's a giant value piece, but not much. Ooh, my alarm's going off, which means my laundry's done. There's not much to say here. Like, Drummond shouldn't be 7,200 either. It's a no-brainer. As is Tyrese Maxey. As is Seth Curry for 5,200 and also 5,900. Korkmaz. Those 4, Maxey, Curry, Drummond, Korkmaz. Those are the priorities to me right now. Danny Green and Shake are in the discussion. I don't see a ton of utility in George Niang or Paul Reed. I can't wait to run crunches to see what these look like. Let's move to game number 2. That would be Atlanta at Utah. Atlanta, big dogs and everybody's healthy, which is even crazier to me. On the Utah side, I think it's just Rudy Gay, not Rudy Gobert, just so everybody understands. So I don't really think we're going to be changing up this rotation all that much. I mean, we kind of know what Atlanta does. Lou Will sat for DeLon Wright. I think those guys are just going to flip-flop pretty regularly. Lou Will and DeLon Wright are the Tristan Thompson and Alex Len of the Hawks. Whoa, they also dusted off Solomon Hill. That's interesting. Did Cam Reddish get in, like, aggressive foul trouble or something? It's possible. Reddish. 2 fouls? No. No. Nope. Just played like trash. Got it. Understood. Don't think they'll go back to Solomon Hill. All right, so what would I change? Is there anything I should change? Maybe I take 2 minutes away from Cam Reddish. Give 1 back to Bogdanović. Everything else for me in this game, I'm comfortable with. 30 minutes for Capella, 32 for John Collins. All of that makes sense to me. So I'm going to take 1 minute away here from Cam Reddish. Bring him down a notch. Give it to Bogdanović. 29 for DeAndre Hunter seems right. 20 for Kevin Huerter seems right-ish, but let's go. Yeah, I'm fine here. This rotation works. Gorgie Jang gets 1 rotation. That's about it. On to Utah, which I assume we're not touching at all. No, I have Donovan Mitchell out for Utah. So I haven't played. Wow. Okay, so they played a back-to-back Saturday, Sunday. I haven't played anything for Utah since Thursday. Easy fix, at least. Donovan Mitchell just immediately gets slotted in there for 34 minutes. We dropped Jordan Clarkson back down to 24. Jared Butler gets out of that rotation. Trent Forrest gets out of that rotation. Utah is super fun to project because it's really easy. All right, I need 3 more minutes here for Donovan Mitchell. They need to come from Joe Ingles, clearly. Ingles needs to go down to... Let's see. When everybody is in, Ingles has played 26 minutes. So that makes that easy. 23 here. That frees up 4 more. So we'll go 6 and 25. 1 minute left there. Clarkson at 24 seems fine. Although, what has he played in games where no one was missing? 24. Okay, that's fine. Royce O'Neal. That's the other one we need to check. Bang, 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 bang. 29. So we'll go 7 here. 23. Who can I give these 2 minutes to? Not Ingles, not Boyan. Doesn't matter. Mia One. Congratulations. You just won 2 spillover minutes. Do have to change the rates because these guys got bumped with no Donovan Mitchell. So I'm glad I remembered that at least. I know I don't have to touch anything for Atlanta because it's the exact same thing I did for yesterday. Nothing changed. So for Utah, business as usual. Cut all of those. Cut that. Cut this. Donovan Mitchell. 36% usage rate so far this season. We're going to set that to 35. That should make things easy. Gobert is at 19. I'm actually going to bump that up to 8, or, well, set it at 18. And he's been rebounding literally everything that he can get his hands on. I don't know how bad I want to jump that, but I will give him a bit of a boost. Conley's usage is fine. Jordan Clarkson's usage is fine. Hassan Whiteside, I don't care about. His can end up at whatever we want. Boyan, 22%. All right, let's see if I just hit everybody to where they belong. We'll go 21.5. Jordan Clarkson up to 28. Mike Conley at 21. Did I hit all the starters? Does that fix everybody? It does. Ingles at 12. All right, yeah, so that fixes everybody. So this is what Utah should be, which means 2 games down now. Atlanta, Utah flew off the page. That one was quick. For Atlanta, John Collins, 6,800 on both sites is probably my favorite option. Trae Young is been priced up by $1,000 on FanDuel. He's now 9,500. This is the guy that I believe was 8,500 yesterday. So that's interesting. He's cheaper now on DraftKings. If you want to start flipping coins on their wings, which I assume one of these guys probably wins somebody a GPP today, whether it's Bogdan Bogdanovic, DeAndre Hunter, Cam Reddish, one of these guys is going to fall into something today. Bogdanovic is 4,800 on FanDuel. That's probably the most interesting spot you can get him. Reddish, 3,800 on DraftKings. That's probably the most interesting spot you'll get him. Capella for 6,300 on FanDuel in comparison to 7,100 on DK. Yeah, I'm all about that life. Now for Utah, I think Donovan Mitchell is pretty clearly the best option here. 8,700 on FanDuel, 9,100 on DraftKings. In my base model, I have him as a 1.23 fantasy point per minute guy. He's been 1.24 this season, and I got him at 1.25 for this game. So nice progression. By the way, 140 viewers, 70 likes. I love the 50-50 split, guys, but what are the 50% of people that are watching this show that didn't hit the like button doing? I don't know. They should hit it, though. So Mitchell, Gobert, Conley, that is my preferred trio here. You can do a little bit of Boyan on DK. That's about it for me. So, I'm going to save this so that we don't lose any of the goods. Uh-oh. Okay, yeah, we're good. And now we're going to move it to the final game. The Portland Trailblazers taking on the Los Angeles Clippers. And I'm pretty sure there's no news on Portland. We just have like normal old Portland. Correct. The Clippers probably have some nonsense. No Marcus Morris, no Kawhi. Okay, so it's just Serge Ibaka is back. That'll be good to deal with. Portland, I don't get the sense we're changing at all. Other than the fact that Nurk barely plays, I think we're fine here. And I think 27 minutes here for Nurk makes some sense. I don't have any changes I want to make here. Let's look at the rates just to make sure, because I have Yusuf Nurkic popping on FanDuel, and we need to make sure that that's not an incorrect rate. Dame's usage rate this year is 27.7%, which is interesting. I'll take him down to 29 for right now. Assist rate I'm fine with. Nurk's rebounding rate looks fine. His usage rate, a little bit lower than normal, but yeah, that's fine too. I mean, he's still a 1.34 fantasy point per minute guy, so maybe I don't want to make these changes. CJ's got the slightly higher usage rate than Dame this year. I can't project that moving forward. I can project Covington to have no usage, though. That seems pretty easy. Anthony Simons, 23% usage rate. Let's bump that up to 21 here. Maybe that makes him show up a little bit more. Doesn't appear to be. And then Norm Powell's at 21.8. Lock him in at 22. I mean, Portland's really easy to project. They're like Utah. Nothing changes. Now, on the Clippers, it's time to get Serge Ibaka back in here. What did Serge Ibaka do in his debut? He played 8 minutes. Hartenstein's minutes started to get cut. We saw Zubats play 28 again. So I think 26 works here. We're going to go 12. We're going to take Amir Coffey's minutes away. Justice Winslow's basically not playing. That should free me up to project more Serge Ibaka. So Serge in at center with 10 minutes, maybe a couple more at the 4. Terrence Mann is playing more minutes right now. I'm going to take him up to 32. Paul George in for 35. That clearly just needs to be 36. No way around that. Batum in for 29. Luke Kennard in for 29 is too many. Eric Bledsoe in for 26. That's fine. 2 minutes left over for Justice Winslow. Rates should all be fine for the Clippers, but we probably at least want to just take one look because I have everybody's usage rate in, which means I've been doing weird nonsense. Zubats 4 and 9. That's fine. Batum's rebounding rate 8.5. That works. Reggie Jackson's rebounding rate 4. That works. All right, so Paul George, 33.4% usage rate so far this season. That's about where I have him, so we'll lock him in at 33. Reggie Jackson's been at 22, so that's fine. Terrence Mann has been at 15, so that's fine. Zubats, 15, that's fine. Bledsoe, 20, that's fine. So I guess I don't really have to change anything here. Batum, the only guy that I haven't looked at, 13, yep. All right, so everything is sort of already where I want it to be. So let's look at this final game. That was simple. Portland. Yeah, $8,500 Dame on FanDuel. I'm going to do that for the 800th straight day. 9,200 on DraftKings. I think that still looks good. CJ is 7,200 on DraftKings. Point guard, shooting guard. CJ McCollum is the best option for Portland on DraftKings. He just happens to be too expensive on FanDuel. Norm Powell works. Robert Covington works. Yusuf Nurkic is 6,900 on FanDuel. I'm really curious to see how much he shows up in crunches. On the Clippers side, 10-8 and 10-5 for Paul George. I mean, he's not going to be a guy that I get to frequently. I think that'll be an easier fade for me. I won't be happy about it, though. Best option here looks to me like Terrence Mann, 5,100 on both sites. Reggie Jackson would be second. And then best of luck picking between Batum, Kennard, Zubats, and Bledsoe. So, what we just did was finish 3 games. Monster slate here. Let us run our first crunch. What is... I knew that was going to happen. First run, FanDuel optimal lineup. Alrighty, FanDuel optimal. Drew Holiday, Tyrese Maxey, Furkan Korkmaz, Seth Curry, Giannis, Bogdan Bogdanovic, John Collins, Bobby Portis, and Andre Drummond. 1 pay-up option in Giannis, and full-on balance build. Everybody here between 4,800 and 7,200. You can drop down 0.5 of a point if you want. It swaps out Korkmaz for Bledsoe. No, it swaps out. This is the same. This is the same. Same. It swaps out Bogdanovic for Bledsoe. Got it. Well, that is an interesting optimal on FanDuel. And I'll say, other than Bogdanovic at 4,800, that's the only piece that is weird to me. What has he done, though? Because at 4,800, that's his cheapest salary. We're talking about 34 fantasy points. Hasn't done it yet. But, you know, Bogdanovic getting to 30 on a 3-gamer. I don't have any problem there. What do the power rankings look like? Because this is where we'll really see what matters most today. Well, the 2-man monstrous combo playing against each other of Andre Drummond and Giannis are at the top of the power rankings. And I think that makes a ton of sense. John Collins, Tyrese Maxey, Drew Holiday, Bobby Portis, Furkan Korkmaz, Seth Curry, Donovan Mitchell, Terrence Mann, Damian Lillard, Reggie Jackson, Mike Conley, Paul George. As you can see, in that entire set of 12, 13 guys, none of those guys are Bogdan Bogdanovic. So he might be like a swing piece for me today. How much did he show up? Where did Bogdanovic actually end? Oh man, he's like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18th. All right, yeah, that's fine. 3-game slates, you're going to see some weird stuff. I don't see anything there that's truly crazy, but yeah, Drummond and Giannis at the top of the heap. Now we'll check out DK. 94 likes. We're 6 short of 100. We can do it. I'm very confident that we can do this. This coffee's been helping out today. And I got a good night's sleep last night, too. All right, there we go. DraftKings projections are in. Optimal on DK. Shake Milton, Donovan Mitchell, Furkan Korkmaz, Bobby Portis, Andre Drummond, Tyrese Maxey, Terrence Mann, and Drew Holiday. Nothing on this one surprises me at all. And once again, full balance build. $9,100 Mitchell is the most expensive guy here. There is, as best I can tell, no legitimate paydown options on this slate. Absolutely none. We can drop down 3/10 from this lineup and go Donovan Mitchell to CJ and Terrence Mann to John Collins. Honestly, I think I prefer this version of the lineup more than this one. Because I think the gap between John Collins and Terrence Mann is bigger than it is between Mitchell and CJ based on CJ's $7,200 price. $1,900 is a lot between these two guys. And then this one sort of combines those two. You get to Man and Collins. CJ sticks around. All right. DraftKings power rankings. Oh, didn't turn on the rando. I was going to say. It's a lot of 100%, which is basically impossible. All right, there we go. Power rankings. That's a lot of Philly up top. It's a lot of Cork, man. Wow. Cork Maz, eh? 4,900. I used 4,900 yesterday, too. So, played 40 minutes. It's so dumb. All right. Power rankings on DraftKings. Andre Drummond at the top. Furkan Korkmaz. Tyrese Maxey. Terrence Mann. John Collins. Bobby Portis. Reggie Jackson. Drew Holiday. Donovan Mitchell. CJ McCollum. Giannis. Dame. Curry. Norm Powell. This is hard, man. Who's the best value play? So if I just sort DraftKings by value, I want to see who's like the top guy to show up. Obviously, so Korkmaz is the best value play, but just value alone. 4,900, 4,300 for Bledsoe. Larry Nance at 3,100 is like a punt play, maybe. Anthony Simons at 3,800. There's no value on this slate today. None. No value on this slate at the low end. That is tricky. Like, what do the Giannis lineups on DraftKings must have some really ugly stuff in it. Yeah, so like there's Nance, George Hill, Simons, Covington at 4,300, Isaiah Hartenstein at 3,300. To get to Giannis today on DraftKings, you basically have to grab a sub 4K guy. All right, here's the first one where we didn't do that. Lowest guy is Royce O'Neal. That lineup also spent $1,000 less than it could have, so we could upgrade somewhere. Nance again. There's another one with Danny Green at 4,200 as the cheapest, but a 5-man Sixers slate. Whew. Really, really hard to get to Giannis today. And I can't think of anybody when we went through all the rotations and stuff. I don't really think there's a situation. There's nothing obvious that we're waiting on that's going to free up a 3K guy. DraftKings pricing has been ultra efficient anyway, but I think that's going to be really hard today. So, anything else anybody wants me to touch on here before we get out of here and go about our day on this lovely and easy 3K slate? Did I just say 3K? 3-game slate. Where are we at? No questions? We had our 100 likes. That's all that matters. We did hit it. We hit our mark. Am I going to look at Yahoo? I wasn't planning on it. I guess I can for today. For today only, I will run an optimal for Yahoo and power rankings for Yahoo. Kim, it's not something I pay attention to. I never know the construction of my lineups. I don't think it's important. All right. Optimal lineup on Yahoo. Maxey, Korkmaz, Holiday, Kennard, Giannis, Collins, Portis, Drummond. You get Kennard for 11, Bobby Portis for 14, Korkmaz at 15. Those are all pretty good prices. And then power rankings on Yahoo. Well, looking like Drummond's going to be at the top of this one. No, Tyler, not fade Giannis then. Drummond, Giannis, Collins, Maxey, Korkmaz, Mitchell Gobert, Mann, Portis Holiday, Paul George, McCollum, Batum, Reggie Jackson. Does Awesemo have jock market projections that account for missed shots? I think we have jock market projections on the site. Do you think the missed shots make a difference? They make a gigantic difference. It's massive. Massive difference. It's been a while. Draft day used to have minus a half point for missed shots. So it's been a while since I've had to look at it. But no, it's a very important distinction. I think we're done, everybody. I think we're done. Do I enter new projections when I late swap? Yes, you have to. You gotta. Well, we still have 45 minutes on 3 games. That'll be fun because tomorrow, maybe we should just start right now. 13 games tomorrow. It's going to be brutal, but it'll be fine. So, if Drummond busts, who's the next best center? Depends on which site. Nurkic on FanDuel, maybe? I don't know. Who's my most exposed center? John Collins or Bobby Portis. Those are the 3 best centers today. At least on FanDuel. Can I go back to DK? But it doesn't matter about Drummond busting or not. He's going to be a great play one way or the other. Got to play him today. Just like yesterday, just like every other day when he's in this situation. So Drummond, best center on DraftKings. Collins and Portis are second and third. Giannis, fourth. And then Gobert is probably fifth. Alrighty, folks. Bang. Another one in the books. Remember, tomorrow we have a 13 gamer. I assume it's going to take an hour and a half, potentially more. And then that's it for me. So tomorrow is the last process this week. I'm off on Thursday and Friday morning. You will get contenders videos, but there will not be a process show on Thursday and Friday. Apologies for that. Just taking some time. Good luck. That's all I got. Hit me up on Twitter if you need anything. No live before lock for me. So contenders videos will be out shortly. Strategy show with Adam at 10, where we could really dig into some of these plays. And then that'll be it. So if you need anything later today, I am going to be away from the keyboard for a big chunk of the day because of going away Thursday and Friday. I'm going to the gym today again, and I have a haircut. So from like, I don't know, 12:30 to 4, I'm going to be out of pocket. But once I get back, I'll be in our premium Discord. I'll be on Twitter if you need me. Hit me up. And then we'll have our updates before lock. So good luck tonight, everybody. Win some money. Shout out to Prize Picks. We out.